qualifications at all to assess this information. The fact that we need to be skeptical of every single thing of our government, that we don't trust our government to that extent, then our society has failed us in a way that we should just end it now.
But I think like you can be skeptical, but the fact of the matter is that what Crowder is not doing, he's not being skeptical in any type of thoughtful way. He is weaponizing doubts that happen to align with his political ideology. We saw it with the president that he was so supportive of. I mean, it's not hard to find.
Santiago from Filmster here with a new truck update. This is and
Okay, it works. Whoa, I'm loud. Let's put you down. Or let's put you down.
We're under. I mean, I don't think. Well, I did like a couple years back, maybe like.
It starts at 8, but I just want to do a sound check, make sure everything sounds good. I wish I could do live reactions, but that's just not in the cards. Yo, check it. Speckens the Deutsch. Intermission. Interlude. Oh no, what happened? Let's just... Something must have happened. And see, like... See how I just took someone else's... It's like saying like some words behind that Matt and Maury thing. It's almost like I didn't make this template. Oh, but I did. Hi. And just starting the show early, doing a little warm-up. Doing a little bit of warm-up. This is a street joke. This is not my own. How did the Scarecrow graduate cum laude or valedictorian of his class? How did the Scarecrow graduate college? Magna cum laude. The answer? Well, it's not going to shock you. It's because he stood out in his field. Hey, oh, yes, did not write that one. That one I found on the street and I brought it to you. It's a dad joke. Joke. He stood out in his field. Oh, yeah. I love to hear it. Ba 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 da ba da 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 da. All right. Oh yes, admit him. Admit you. You like no rush, man. Oh wait.
Yo.
Yo.
What's up?
Hi.
How's it going? You already live?
I'm live. I'm just trying to see if I can do some warm up. There's nobody there, but it's just good
okay.
practice.
So,
Oh shoot, yeah.
set this up a little differently today.
Yeah.
I had like the microphone pointed straight up, so I turned it to the side and like had it directly at me now today. So I don't know if it sounds better.
I mean, you sounded fine before. Hold on, let me do the start streaming soon. And then I can go back to this. Oh, shoot. Because that's the thing about Zoom. Let me switch. Let's see. View. Speaker view? Gosh, that's really big. How was your day? Did you work?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. I can't really reach my keyboard.
Oh, I mean, do you need it?
Oh, just if I want to look something up. Let's see if I can back this up a little bit.
Okay.
Shit. This thing is like just barely holding on.
There we go. Yeah, that looks good. And just resize it a little bit. Wow.
Lightning destroyed the Islanders today. Jeez.
Lightning. What team is the Lightning?
Tampa Bay Lightning, NHL.
Oh, okay. Can you pan the camera down a little so I can see your chin? You're like a gopher.
I can bring it closer and sit up straight. So, like, all right. The
I don't-
situation I got here
Uh-huh.
is I propped it up on a taller box so it can be a little more level,
Mm-hmm.
but the box is a little too tall.
Gotcha.
So I'm doing the old
There.
kickstand.
That's good.
So the slightest bump will cause it to like.
Topple.
Just hope it doesn't crumble on my on top of my microphone and crack the screen.
If you had a rubber band and like some small weight, you could just do that. And then put paper in between it to pivot the angle. That'd be my idea. But not all of us have hair ties like I do.
I don't really have a rubber band available.
Yeah.
It's I'm using a Surface, so it's like
Right.
there's the hinges aren't there's no hinges. It's just a cover.
Yeah, that
So it's
sucks
like-
about my tablet too, is that it doesn't stick. It's not like a hinge. It's just floppy, like you said. And I have two little divots, but it falls over constantly when I'm laying in bed trying to watch like a video.
Mhm.
Yeah. First world problems.
Great tablet, laptop. Otherwise,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Just this situation.
Yeah, no. It's actually on us for being too cheap to buy, a modern plus
Well-
$100. Because I only paid like $30, I think, for my little thing because it was recommended, and like it works for keeping dust out. It's got a lot of padding.
Oh, you're
and-
talking about the cover?
Yeah, for the cover as a stand, you know. And like if I put it like vertical mode, then yeah, it stands just fine. I can see everything. But then I don't have full screen. I just have the whole, you know.
Yeah. The Surface has like a kickstand in the back. So it kind of needs to be tilted back to order for it to work. Otherwise, if you get it too vertical, it'll just fall forward.
What?
And
We're frozen on Twitch for some reason.
I don't know.
Oh wait, nope. There we go. There we go. I hate looking at my stupid face. Just like, huh? Okay.
I hate seeing my face get all close up right now while I'm trying to type.
No, dude. Dude, you're not a dad. It's fine. You're not doing the boomer view.
I saw some ladies got banned on Twitch the other day.
The ASMR meta. My
Yeah, so like
favorite meta.
I logged on to Twitch and I saw like one of those channels right there. I clicked it for a second. I'm like, this is way weird, man.
So I tried to talk about. So I didn't know that there's a difference between kink and fetish, but ASMR, I like the way sounds when someone bites into like a crispy biscuit. I kind of like that noise.
Okay.
It's like a very. It's not sexual at all.
Yeah,
However,
no, I got one for you too. So.
Oh yeah. However, there are like very like any ear licking stuff. That's sexual to me. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe some people
Oh,
still
yeah.
wet willy just with the mouth. You know?
Yeah. The sound I like, and
Mhm.
not sexual at all,
Mm-hmm.
is remember Batman the Animated Series?
Of course.
Obviously you remember it. Anyway, I feel like Chris Farley. They're like the footsteps in that show.
Yeah.
Specifically the footsteps. I'm like,
Yeah.
that sounds awesome.
I really noticed footsteps in shows on the X-Files. I just remember Scully just walking down a dark corridor, and I was just like, why? Like, her shoes are really hitting that, like, pavement,
Yeah.
you know?
It's kind of like a pop sound. It's nice.
Yeah. Batman, oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, in Batman the Animated Series, it's kind of like a clicking sound almost. I don't know,
Mhm.
but a little softer than a click.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe, but it's lovely.
I mean, I also like stock sounds, like the door, like a creaky door.
Oh yeah.
Adam Sandler had his CD where it was just all noises, and like there's just there's like a texture to like boots stepping on like dry leaves, you know,
Mhm.
or a shovel unearthing dirt. Like I love it. I'm here for all that stuff. And then
Yeah.
Indiana, we had really good lightning and rain, and it'd just be like pleasant, really great reading weather. So yeah, I'm glad we could talk about ASMR. And then the did you see, I retweeted, but I don't think we're Twitter fellows. Amaranth, because she got kicked off, or
Uh-huh.
yeah, she got banned for 3 days. She put on a horse head, and she dressed up like, I don't know if it's a video game character or an anime character, but she started just pounding her rubber horse head mask against the ASMR, like to protest how, like, yeah, I'm being sexual, but you're banning me because, you know, just
I think
for
she's
reasons.
live right now. She got unbanned.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, she got unbanned. Okay, yeah. Like, I don't know, man. I understand what people want. They want something like the Keegs mothership, like home base, with volume, where it's like very specific. We really want to promote music and sounds, and then non-video game alternative like shows, which is super
Yeah.
great for, you know, Dimitri and all of us at the Keeg. Unfortunately, how do you police that? Because like video games are already sexualized. Also, too, like, guys could probably, you know, if they like took a shower, shaved, dressed up, you know, they could easily also gain some sort of sex appeal if they wanted to, you know, based on,
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why I don't shave or anything. I try to tone it down, you know.
Just trying to keep it all humble.
Yeah.
And like the sad thing is like not sad, but there's always a kink for everything, you know. I met a girl and I didn't know this about her, but she was really into like dirty guys that didn't take care of themselves.
Ooh.
And like yeah. And I was just like, oh, whoops, I didn't know that was a thing. And I think it was just like that was just something I didn't know until later. So, you know,
Okay.
yeah, smelly guys.
That's cool.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. You know, I'm not here to judge your preferences until they affect me. So, like, if you smell
Or
bad,
or
and you sit next
affects
to me, yeah,
innocent people who
right, exactly,
shouldn't be affected.
yeah,
Cool.
like children. Please think of the children.
Or just people who don't want that type of interaction with that person.
Yes. That's so like vague. That could be anything. I do not like eye contact. Like, yeah, I don't like when people like mean mug people, like stare you down.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. Unfortunately, I have a very heavy like gaze where I'm just sometimes I'll be like thinking in my head, but I'm staring dead at you, and people are like, what are you looking at? It's like, oh, I was in a trance. Yeah, likely story. Burning a hole through my freaking whatever. Great way to warm up the show. Do anything fun for the weekend?
Well, saw my sister, which is cool. She's like super pregnant.
Happy Father's Day, almost.
She's not me. It's Happy Father's Day to her
No,
husband.
for her husband.
Yeah,
I
okay.
I hope. Wow, I just jumped into that not knowing any details. It's like, yeah, they're not. This is a shotgun.
Yeah,
Situation.
yeah. So, yeah, it's cool. She's gonna have the kid on Friday, C-section scheduled. So
Oh, cool.
wait for that.
Yeah.
Same day Mario Golf comes out. That's how I remember the C-section.
You can oh god, no, Paul, nope. I was gonna talk about because there's a lot of golf entendres, and there's the thing where you can rush to each green and race the other golfers, which is
Yep.
kind of cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome. So
Yeah, that's the thing
So,
about
yeah.
Mario games. Like I played Mario Tennis on N64, and it was just as fun. Actually, it's probably more fun than your average tennis game. So
yeah. Did you play the one on Switch?
I have not.
Oh.
Because those were dorm days where you could lure your roommate into procrastination, and then years later I was like, oh, I was supposed to go to college for college, and kind of like, well, all right, I should have had no buying power and some medication for ADHD, but yeah. You know, it all worked out in the end. I made it out here. I'm surviving, getting by.
Yeah, that's good.
I got a lot of like sun on Saturday. I went to a meetup for Nerf rivals with a bunch of
Oh.
other adults, and in Monrovia it was 90 degrees.
Yeah, I guess hot out there.
It was ridiculous because like
That's
I
right
felt
next to Pasadena, right?
yeah. It's west of Pasadena, right? Off the 605. And yeah, Azusa's by there. And like I was feeling the humidity cuz it started at 10. And we were setting up like tents and stuff. And then at around like noon, I was just like really feeling it. Plus I've only been like running in like long distances for like 60 to 70 degree weather, which is like really nice. This was like playing basketball because it's like a lot of starting, stopping, and running.
Wow.
And then, yeah, once the high, there's no clouds, 88 degrees hit, 90 degrees hit. And I was just like, oh, right, I'm not a young man. I am. But it was fun, man. Super fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I got to edit. I haven't touched my editing stuff because I haven't been able to film people, you know.
Oh, so you filmed the Nerf thing?
Yeah, I filmed the Nerf thing. It was cool.
That's awesome.
Learned a little bit about music, and like even though I'm not making any money off of it and I just want to show it to my friends, yeah, the they'll say no, you can't because it's public. So it could be seen as advertising if you use someone else's like music or copyright stuff. I was using two flowers. It's an opera song. Normally, whenever there's like an execution in the mafia movie, whatever. I can't even sing it because I'll get copyright. We'll get this show taken down.
Oh, really?
Even if I couldn't carry the tune.
How old is the song?
It's a pretty old song. It's like the 10th most popular opera song.
So wouldn't it be in public domain if it's?
But it's
gotta be what, 75 years old?
But it's performed by people.
So it's the recording. Okay.
It's probably the recording. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very thin ice when it comes to
It's not worth it.
yeah,
Messing
trademark
around.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Especially music. Music's
Yeah. Well, that's what my my roommate's wife does, who is also my roommate. Yeah. So she knows everything about it, and she gets a lot of calls about the people not understanding how it works. So and TikTok hasn't been very helpful because you can do anything on TikTok, you know.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the short format, I'm sure you could like whole episodes, you know, of Seinfeld. But anywho, we're not here to talk about Seinfeld. We're here to talk about the Bad Batch.
Mario Golf. Oh,
Mario
Bad Batch.
Golf. What's the subtitle under that?
Super Rush.
Yeah, Super Rush. It's awesome. Anyways, yeah, Bad Batch. It finally happened, guys. Finally, we got it's called Reunion. Title's Reunion, and with now with a bunch of clones without chips in their brains, we have a sensor that on one of the ships because they're in that shipyard. What's the planet's name?
Is it the one from Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah, Turu or something, or
Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
I thought it had like a C or Baru.
Baru?
I don't know.
Aunt Veru. Aunt Veru the planet. Jeez, Aunt Veru, you got.
I don't know. I know the planets from Jedi Fallen Order.
Yep.
What's the name of the planet? I can't really type the way I have this set up.
Certainly.
I'll know when I'm typing.
Just use your phone.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it's Crosshair and a bunch of clone troopers, and he has a bunch of those stormtroopers that were part of his unit when he was basically just killing survivors from episode 1 or 2. I feel like it was 1, just because 1 was
Zabraka?
Zabraka. Wow, I was way off.
Bracca. B.
Oh, Bracca? Huh. Okay.
There's Bracca, Bogano.
Brackets is butter.
It's not Dathomir, I know that.
Okay.
It's definitely not Kashyyyk.
Okay. All right, now we're getting copyright claims because I'm impersonating a Wookiee.
Ripping off the holiday special.
But
So they get
anyways,
the sensor, right?
huh?
They get the sensor with the thing.
Yeah, the ships. So Tech always says something doesn't work, and then one of the others like Omega, of course, like, well, then what's that? It's a red light. Well, normally the manifest doesn't. And it's just like, man, dude, I don't know. Like, it's good that he brings stuff up, but you do have to manage a person that is so sure that something is broken when it's not. It's very annoying, but you know, if he wasn't like that, he wouldn't be Tech. Let's put it that way. So
He's a little socially awkward.
right.
And quick to jump to conclusions, I guess.
Yeah. And we all know somebody like that. Unless you don't know anybody, then you're Tech. You're
I guess I'm guilty.
No. You actually recognize tension and awkwardness. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Tech is just like, no, fine, yes, no. Like, there's no ums or uhs, and that's a personality, and that's
Very
fine.
to the point.
Mm-hmm.
What is the one? Oh yeah. Omega asked him like, "What is war like?" And he said it's a series of battles for one goal or whatever fought on me fronts.
No,
And she's like, no, but what's it like?
What's it like? I told you already.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like that is a perception, and like also too, like each clone was geared differently, like each generation of clone. So some of the first clones I thought had like they tried to take the fear out of them, but it turned out they were too like careless and suicidal. So they're like, okay, well, we need to keep tuning these up, and that's why you not only have different generations, but you have different variations within a squad. And it's like it's kind of like why libertarianism doesn't work, because you have to be completely self-reliant on just yourself, and not everyone has the same know pool of skills. And even if we did, that wouldn't be efficient for a society, because you're just one person, only so many hours in the day. But someday when we're all robots, yeah, you can totally be a libertarian. Ouch. Everyone's okay. Our 2 viewers are gone.
Libertarianism is
No,
insane.
it's fine. Like I said earlier, you can still have your perspectives and opinions. It's just, I can also be not a fan or a fan. But, so crosshairs and 3 Lambda style drop ships, like shuttles, land on it, and they are they panic and they gotta go. Earlier in the episode, they discover a bunch of bombs on the ship, torpedoes specifically, and Wrecker takes his helmet off and kisses one.
He loves his torpedoes, man. It's interesting.
Yeah,
Loving a weapon that much.
Yeah,
Instead of libertarian.
But like, what's interesting is like, I wonder. So he is a demolitions expert because he seems to know a lot. He was teaching Omega about disarming a charge quickly, and he even like made it very real life by saying, "Uh-oh, you better hurry up. Looks like we're in trouble. Oh no, hit the deck!" And it was a smoke bomb, and then he laughed it off. And like in psychology, there's a whole thing about if you do fool someone, you have to immediately tell them that you were fooling with them. Otherwise, you get the Stanford jail experiment where, these guys were supposed to just pretend to be prisoners, pretend to be prison guards. And what ended up happening was horrific. I implore you to watch that documentary. I don't know if it's on Netflix. Is it just called
I saw
Stanford?
it in school. I don't know. I saw it in a class, like a research methods class in college, and she said, "Don't do this."
Yeah. Ethically, you could like really mess people up, and that just causes like feuds. Also, too, what's crazy is that they swapped positions of prison guard and prisoner, and it was still the same. Like there was no empathy on either side. And they still abused them because you could punish the prisoners by making them do push-ups and, still bossing them around. And that took a toll on their psyches, all of them.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like those YouTuber prank videos that I see every now and then, and like these guys do like some really like serious, insane shit.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, it's just a prank. It's just a prank. But it's like, yeah, but you already put me through all the shit.
Yeah.
That I had to go through.
Yeah. There's also too, just in general, personal space. So like, I think there's one where a guy was just pulling up people's shorts, and this he pulls the guy's shorts up and a gun falls out, and then they just book it. It's a prank. It's a prank. I'm like, you're breaching like personal boundaries,
Yeah.
I think the good ones are like talking loud on a phone, and it's just like saying something embarrassing. Yeah, they found out what the rash was. Yeah, you're gonna have to tell your mom. Or the guy that's like, "Hey, nice Hooters," and then they turn and it's like a guy holding Hooters.
Yeah.
Something stupid like that.
Wow, you're so hot, and it's like the dude in the huge trench coat or whatever.
Yeah, he just gives him some water. It's like super helpful. One that is I saw a tweet today. Steve Martin would be like, every time I leave a restaurant, I go up to a random table and go, "Hey, thank you for taking care of the check." and he just walks out. And I'm just like, I wonder if the person's like panics and they're just like, I didn't pay for them, or they kind of like, I know I didn't pay for them. Time to impress my date.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And it's not, yeah, it's harmless.
Like Bill Murray. There's like so many stories about him. You don't know what's real, what's false. But have you heard any of this stuff that he does?
I know that some guy heckled him at a show and he broke the guy's arm. Like he bent, like he hyperextended his elbow.
Well,
yeah.
That's a little less harmless than what I was about to say. Like
I just saying Bill Murray stories. That's all.
There's stories of him like going up to people, like he's at a fast food joint, whatever, and like walks up to the guy, takes a fry, eats it, and goes, "No one's gonna believe."
Oh yeah,
you.
yeah. I love those. I think Tom Hanks does that too, but Bill Murray does do the more sightings.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So are they real? And I don't know. I believe they're all real because it's more fun that way.
Yeah, and like, you just got to remember they're people, and I know it's really hard because sometimes you're just like, I'm not worthy. I can't bask in your light.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
Either it's a sports person, like sports celebrity, or I think musicians though. I think it's really tough because, or actually no, in general, any artist, because it could have been like life changing, something they did or shared. You know, especially the way we use media, like for coping. So.
Yeah, it's definitely emotional.
Yeah.
So that's how you prank people.
Yeah.
Don't put them through trauma.
Yeah.
Like Wrecker did.
Yeah.
I guess he did.
I mean, well, like I said, the Wrecker did immediately say it was all
did pretty quickly.
Yeah. But he is a giant child when the chip doesn't work.
Yeah. He reminds me of somebody like, think of somebody like in the military who's like really skilled and kind of a badass and everything. And like their favorite movie is like Paul Blart.
Have you seen Barry? On HBO.
Okay, I watched the first episode, loved it, like 3 years ago, never watched it again.
Yeah, so I
don't know. I got to get back on it.
I did the same thing where I watched it and then I was like on YouTube and then it started recommended me, like showed me clips. And I was like, I love all these clips. I have time. We have quarantine. I've watched all the like horrible, depressing shows. Why not one more? And Barry is a phenomenal show. I've always liked Bill Hader on SNL, so and Pineapple Express in the beginning.
He's hilarious, man.
Yeah, it's like, hey man, this doobie is the bee's knees. Oh man, it's so good. But there's a guy. I don't know. I'm gonna spoil a little bit. There's a guy named Taylor who's also a mercenary, and he has no fear. Like, he'll just charge into a room, shoot bad guys. He gets shot at. He doesn't flinch. And that's how I feel about Wrecker. It's just, Wrecker hasn't died yet. I don't know why his eye is cloudy. I don't know if it's from his flaw or if it's from battle, but he really just does not mind. And so that's just who he is, and good for him, you know? So, very strong personality. Like, just like Tech. Echo is really in the background on the show. Like,
yeah, just pulling the puns, really. And not much else.
Yeah.
Is there an Echo in here? Yes.
Yes, I am. Yeah, and then you have Hunter and Omega. Omega's getting better. Anyway, so yeah, Crosshair shows up. They panic. They run all the way down and escape. They're on their way to the hangar, but there are already troops at the hangar. So they shoot a giant bridge or something, and it like blocks their path. And then they end up by one of the engines, and an Imperial trooper turns the engine on, and the engine has a giant afterburner. And so Crosshairs is like, either come out, and die, or we're just going to roast you all, because Crosshairs is a freaking badass. He does miss a lot, though.
which is odd.
But I think, I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot of. It's the blasters. We'll blame the blasters, right? Um, but yeah, they turn the engines on, and then to the rescue. Well, Wrecker suggests Plan 7. I think it's Plan. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Plan 7, they're like, well, we couldn't actually blow the entire thing up, the engine up, but what we could do is we could blow a part of it up, and we would fall down, avoiding.
Kind of like cut it.
Yeah, cut it. So they each take a charge and place it on the spots, and it's a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That like a lot of the action scenes in these Star Wars animated shows are kind of like remind me of a car chase in like an early 2000s movie where it's like, okay, there's gonna be screeching tires, someone's gonna crash, someone's gonna crawl out and be like, "How are you?" Whatever, right?
Hit a fruit
Like,
stand, throw a crate.
Yeah. So that's like kind of that was kind of cool seeing them like stuck in an engine. The engine's gonna blow. They have to use the charges to get out of it. That's pretty creative.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing about a good, well, not a good show, just leaving nothing left on the table. So when you use the setting, when it's not just guys shooting guns at each other, because that's really boring, but like a Jackie Chan movie where you introduce a whole room filled with stuff, and he like adapts and improvises that stuff. You know, you're actually, that's what it means to tell a story, you know? Otherwise, you just have mindless violence. And there are a lot of Disney shows, Disney afternoon shows, just talking about mindless violence. Darkwing Duck did it, and I want to say Tailspin did it too. So, I mean, I don't know.
It's been a while since I've seen those.
Well, I'm very old, but that was my afternoon because I was a latchkey kid.
Yeah, I watched them. Not so much Darkwing Duck, Tailspin. I watched that a lot. I loved that show.
Yeah, Tailspin's amazing. Just as a concept too, I learned about a pontoon. They because it's a sea duck and it doesn't land on the ground. It's used for, you know, the ocean. It's the little metal part underneath each wing, a pontoon. And so to balance the plane out when they fly, they need a pontoon on each wing, but they don't have one. But what they do have is a large pig. So they give the pig like aerial goggles and tie the pig to the side of the sea duck to balance out the. It's so funny. Good show. Good show. Also, it's on Disney. I don't know if it's. Have you seen it?
Probably. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I'll have to check out a lot of those old Disney Channel shows.
Yeah. Anyways, and so that's a pretty action-packed episode, but that's only like minute 15. You know, we haven't gotten to the person I already spoiled, and there he is, Cad Bane.
Oh, before we get there, I noticed that it wasn't Omega like shooting people
With
like
bow and arrow.
with her bow and arrow. Like, I mean, we've
Yeah,
seen her use it before, but I think this is the first time we saw her like get a kill.
Yeah.
Was in this episode.
Yeah.
And I saw that, I was like,
Oh, I forgot the.
she's like shooting and killing.
Yeah. Oh wait, Omega's a guy.
What?
Is Omega a girl?
Yeah, it's a girl.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's a she.
I forgot about the three. The reason that they found them, there were three salvage people working, and they were flying
Right.
a ship. But I thought the third one fell over the edge and died, because they like. Speaking of chases, they were on a skiff, like a hover skiff, and they met. Wrecker hangs on, and then I want to say Tech shoots the skiff, and the guy like goes over the edge. I was like, oh snap, these guys are just like doing their job and you're just killing them. I mean, I understand why, but no, you later see that there are three of them on like a pile of bodies. I'm like, what about these three? And they're like, we'll take care of them later. They'll be fine. We'll be gone before they know it. And I guess not. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of kills in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I did not do a kill count.
No, I didn't do that either.
Yeah.
But I just noticed Omega got a kill, which
Yeah.
I thought was surprisingly downplayed. You don't see her like. I mean, maybe I'm missing one. Maybe there was one earlier, but it seems like she got a kill and didn't really affect her at all. She
Mhm.
didn't have any feelings about it. Just moved on. I mean, you're in survival mode at that point,
Yeah.
trying to get out. So
It wasn't a cold-blooded kill. It was the heat of battle, and also too, like, sometimes when you're firing, you're doing suppressive fire. It's not intentional,
yeah.
So, and with her too, it's like she's really new at this, and honestly though, she's also a clone. Like, there's no, I know she's a child, but technically because of the hyper aging, they're all technically children of war in the mind. So
Yeah, and I mean, getting a little ahead of ourselves, we didn't really get a chance to see her kind of slow down
mhm.
after that either. It was kind of going full steam ahead the whole time.
Yeah. But yeah, we get to I think they're all split up after the explosion of the engine, and then it's Omega and Hunter,
Yeah.
and there is a ship that flies in, and lo and behold, in the most Western way possible,
Right.
Cad Bane pops out with his droid,
Yeah.
and we have a stand, like a standoff, a showdown, quick draw.
Right. And they noticed all the dead bodies leading up to the ship, right? Like,
Yeah, that's right.
like who did this? And they didn't do this. This wasn't from the blast or whatever. And yeah.
And then Cad Bane just goes, once you figured out one clone, you figured them all out. And all these clones are like, I got some surprises for you. I doubt that. But it's cool. He has what's the word? Western music that I haven't heard this season. So very cool. No tumbleweeds, but when you have a droid, I guess that's the tumbleweed.
No tumbleweeds, but definitely had the music, definitely had like the aesthetic too.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the third series we've seen because he had appearances in Rebels too, right?
I think so.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it was cool to see him again.
yeah, he's a favorite of mine for sure.
Yeah, they used him a lot in Clone Wars, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but
he was with the trio. There's like the guy with the hat. He also has a hat, but the guy with the metal hat. I think there wasn't a Mandalorian with him. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I haven't watched all of it, so
I actually just watched this episode that we're talking about like an hour ago.
No, I mean
So-
it's good. I also watched it twice, just not today. So
I had no idea he was in it until just recently, just like today.
oh yeah. Normally I'll text you and I'll just be like, hey, did you watch the new episode? Holy crap! But I don't know. This week has been filled with like a lot of weird feelings because Nintendo happened, and I don't know. A lot of people thought it was lackluster. I don't know how to feel. I just know we're getting a Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, the
That's good.
Nintendo E3?
Yeah. So I think Mario Golf looks awesome. But no announcement of the Nintendo Pro Switch Pro. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. When it comes, it comes.
Sure
That's
thing.
kind of my attitude toward it.
Yeah. Because it's not like I can get a PS5 or an Xbox on the regular market.
I saw Target has a deal for the Series S and a Microsoft Surface for like $8.99.
Whoa. Really? Oh.
Yeah,
well,
but the Surface Go, not the
oh,
Pro Surface, the more tablet
yeah.
like one.
I really wish I wasn't invested in the PS5 ecosystem, because I have games I wasn't able to play because my disk drive doesn't work, and I couldn't get a PS5 anywhere, or PS4,
okay.
I mean. So, yeah.
I don't know, man.
I know.
That Game Pass
know.
is amazing.
I know, and you're getting like AAA titles or AA titles day one, So
Yep.
The thing is, though, I still have all this stuff on the computer, and I'm getting games up the wazoo for free.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What it's all about.
Yeah.
What you're into. So.
Or what's accessible to you, and But I get it. When you're part of the family, it feels good. Do you have the Xbox exclusive? You want to play some Halo? It's like, I remember those days, but I'm not. That was 360. I was in a different place in life. I still have 2 360s.
I mean,
and a
they only had
games.
one like new Halo game on Xbox One. That's what really killed them last generation, I think. They would have put out two. So the Xbox 360 had Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo Reach, Halo ODST. This one they had Halo 5 in the collection.
Right.
I'm not counting the Halo Wars, like what are the real time strategy games or whatever.
Yeah, people love them.
People love them.
I haven't played them. Cinematics are awesome.
I don't think they're they got the same draw as the first person shooter.
Oh, of course not.
Entries in the series, but
yeah,
if they would have had just another one, a second one, I think the console would have sold a lot better. But they didn't. So
yeah, they messed up. You screwed up, buddy.
Anyway,
I know we gotta stay on task. A little side tracky Rooney. There's a quick draw, and obviously Hunter is not built. But to Hunter's credit, he was pretty darn close. He shot the droid in the foot after he had been shot first by Cad Bane.
Mm-hmm.
So, props to him. Just not his cup of tea. He's Rambo.
Yeah. Then Omega's first instinct was to shoot back, which was cool, but the droid stopped her from getting the shot off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then she got stunned, and then they did something I haven't seen on Clone Wars or Rebels. Is they went FPV.
Yes.
When Hunter wakes up, because his helmet was on, I guess, and they're dragging him into the ship, and having a first-person view was really interesting. So, what people think about, what normally people think about Stormtrooper helmets is you can't see anything in them, which they're all bio-linked to the trooper. So if it's your helmet and you put it on, you actually see more than normal people. It's like the Google glasses, and you have a HUD and everything. But unfortunately, because of that darn Stormtrooper bumping his head in A New Hope, it's just people just like, nah, it doesn't work. It's all garbage.
Well, you see, it's really wide, and I noticed it cuts off the top and the bottom, so I can see why he could.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that Iron Man, based on that logic, Iron Man can't see anything. It's just 2 slits. But the reality is these are mechanical, helmets.
Right.
I don't know when that became canon, though. I assume it became canon later. Because I think the worst helmet design, especially for speeder bike, is the Scout Trooper. No peripheral vision. Just this giant, bill. Just like he's wearing a baseball cap with blinders on, like a horse.
Yeah.
And on a bike that I assume goes 100 plus through, different terrain. That is not smart to use for travel.
Sheesh.
In Forest Moon of Endor.
Yeah. Seems like it'd be the worst place to have a speeder bike in Endor.
Yeah.
Where it made its debut.
The one thing I like about not the one thing, I actually love Return of the Jedi a lot. But the fact that a lot of people are like, well, why doesn't the Empire use wheels? And I'm like, snow, worthless. Desert with quicksand, worthless.
Right.
Wheels really suck on most of the planet's terrain, especially Endor, because it's thick forests, or giant oceans. So you would much rather have either the sands on I forgot that planet's name from Rogue One, but yeah, walkers actually are really good.
Jeddah.
Yeah, Jeddah.
It's Jeddah.
Yeah. Even though they are kind of slow, they're heavily armored. They'll make it there. Sandcrawler, that's not working in the Forest Moon of Endor. So
and unless I can run over trees,
yeah,
which probably can't.
Yeah, all the trees. Oh man, yeah. What if that's the next game is just deathmatch or just Jawas versus Ewoks? Go.
Got my money on the Ewoks.
I mean, yeah, they're good with the guerrilla style tactics, but the Jawas, if there's any Imperial wreckage left from that battle, they could like take it and use it and kill things.
I don't know. Dinjarin really like tore through a whole bunch of them.
Dinjarin tears through a lot of people, to be fair.
That's true. That's true.
Also, elevated sniper point where how the heck are they going to fight back? And to the credit of the Jawas, they knocked him off. Like
They knocked him off the sandcrawler when he's climbing up.
Yeah, it's a one-man siege. And I have to say, I loved him killing them. I really wish I didn't, but it's so sick. Those little assholes just taking what's not yours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That the first season's so good.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, now, and that's how the episode ends. And like this episode, I feel a lot happened,
Yeah. Well, Omega is taken.
Yeah.
So it ends up with her missing.
Oh, I forgot to talk about the outcome of the engines going on. So because the where Crosshairs was perched, the engines are still blowing this giant, flame, and he starts to curl up, because he's being affected by the heat. And I think the rest of his squad is just done. So yeah, he has to retreat, which is not something.
I don't remember, but did he have like some stuff on his face, like some damage on his face too?
Yeah. He definitely
I
got
think I saw that.
burnt badly. Yeah. No, not killed.
Oh, man, Doctor.
Burnt. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
You shot me. Why did you shoot me?
Mustafa. Yeah. The first one I think is phenomenal, and it was produced by Demi Moore. So
What? It was?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
She is a producer of
Like
Austin
not just a
Powers.
name, like she actually, because I know they hand out producer credits to like people who may or may not have done anything just to like do it.
I always like movies, the first of a movie before the franchise starts, because it's so experimental. A lot of studios pass on it. And when it becomes a hit, I love finding out who took a chance,
Yeah.
So I just remember that story being about, Demi Moore was on that.
I'm looking up sorry, I'm looking something up.
It's okay.
I told you it's gonna be all obvious when
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Yeah.
What I just found out, you familiar with Amy Heckerling, the director?
What has she done?
So
I'm not familiar.
I don't know why I didn't know this. This is crazy, but she directed Clueless,
Okay.
which
Who doesn't love
I
that
never
movie?
knew who directed the movie until
Sure.
like a couple of days ago. And she also directed Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh yeah. I'm
So like
looking
I
at
had
it
no
now.
idea that like that's like those are two like classic movies and like
Well, I mean, National Lampoon's European Vacation. It's still Chevy Chase. I know it's not as
not at the
prominent.
Roxbury. So I get it.
Yeah,
She's had a couple of duds, but also kind of a short leash too.
Look Who's Talking is not a dud at all. That launched a franchise of Look
It
Who's
did.
Talking Now and Look Who's Talking 2. TOO. Bruce Willis as a baby. That was our boss baby in the 80s.
Where is it? Let me see.
Ugh.
She did. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but she didn't have she didn't get a chance to direct too many things. Like they really pulled the plug on her pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Even though she did Fast Times at Ridgemont High, okay, European Vacation, whatever. That's like
I
we agree
understand.
that's the worst vacation, right?
The Las Vegas one isn't like crazy great, but it's definitely better than. Oh
Yeah.
no, it's better than the reboot.
Oh yes, you're right. The reboot is the worst one.
The reboot, like, don't make it about the thing. First, make it about the family, then add things,
Mm-hmm.
and then how those characters interact with each other. Just a general rule when it comes to writing a comedy. Unless it's a movie about killing people, then who cares who the characters are? But at the same time, I kind of do like that because that's what was great about Scream, or any slasher movie, or
Any Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh crap, what was it called? Okay, here's yeah. So it's like wow, even in Death Proof, there were two sets of female
Hmm.
victims, but the first set was not throwaway characters. They all had
No.
motivations and like they
Yeah.
all acted, I think, well.
Everyone
Um,
acts like that's his worst movie, which it probably is, but it's
yeah,
still
but
good. It's
it's
still good.
his worst movie amidst all the other
Yeah.
masterpieces.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay, okay. Oh, damn, I have to watch the worst.
One of them has to be the worst, I guess, right?
It's
So,
like, oh, I have to date a swimsuit model. Oh man, not the 10th
what?
of the top
Not
10.
February. Nobody
Yes,
remembers February.
sexiest women on the planet. Gosh, yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. She did Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
Hmm.
and then she did Johnny Dangerously or whatever. European Vacation. Not familiar with that. Then the next movie she did was Look Who's Talking, which, like you said, like spawned a franchise.
That's good.
Then it was Clueless. Like these are all 5, 6, 7 years apart. And then like I don't know, man. They just pulled the plug. I mean, maybe it was her decision. I don't know. I don't know the story, but
I,
it's
I
just kind of weird. She didn't get to do much.
I think though everything moves slower in the past. So editing film, doing dailies, uh, aligning schedules with your stars, because sometimes someone could have a baby, and then
Yeah.
you end up becoming. So Catwoman was supposed to be Annette Bening, and then Annette Bening got pregnant and could not
Okay.
film Catwoman, and then Michelle Pfeiffer stepped in, and she made 2 million more than Annette Bening. So, which I don't know, that's just very weird casting, but maybe
What,
they're
net
going for
betting?
yeah, like a classic motherly Batwoman from like the comics, where she like wore a purple skirt and had a green cape. Uh, but no, or Golden Age, yeah, that would be Golden Age Catwoman. But yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer, holy crap, she knocked it out of the park.
Certainly owned it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Hard to
she
imagine anyone else doing that version of the character.
not with the same like insanity that a Tim Burton movie has.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
You know, you're acting opposite of Christopher Walken, and then Michael Keaton. Honestly, he's not a great Bruce Wayne or Batman, but he's great Michael Keaton. Like, you know,
I liked him in the part. But
yeah,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah. There's nothing like I don't see a transformation of Michael Keaton. It's kind of just like, yeah, chicks take the car. It's a, I can't turn my head. A little smirking here and there. You want to go nuts? Let's get nuts. Let me ask you a question. Like I said, to his credit, now in Spider-Man: Homecoming, I think Michael Keaton did an excellent job as the Vulture.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
He was really good.
yeah, yeah.
Probably one of my favorite villains in the whole MCU, to be honest with you.
I mean, they talked about none of the villains are compelling in the Marvel universe, and they're like, fine, no more big CG villain, just a guy who you
Or
feel
like
some sort of thing. Yeah,
a lot of clone villains, right? Where the villain's just
equal
the
opposite.
hero. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's normally the trope, but that's why Loki's
Yeah.
so great. He's not anything like the other Asgardians because he's half frost giant and he relies on his little mischievousness,
Right.
not his guns.
Yeah. I didn't mean to sound so negative in the chat the last time where I was like, I can't wait for this to be over. I was getting really frustrated with like time travel, dude.
Oh, that's what you're. I was
I don't need
wondering.
time-
Yeah.
I don't need time travel explained to me. Like, not that I'm saying I know it. It's just I don't care enough. Just like you don't need to explain to me why it works. Just show me that it works and like do what you got to do.
I
But
mean,
I get it. A lot of people are into that, and I'm glad they're using a series for that and not like a movie.
well, Endgame kind of used it, but there were just like a lot of loose threads, loose plot points. Honestly, it's fun. I accidentally got something very big wrong on like a Facebook chat, and I thought Loki had activated the Tesseract to travel all over the TVA when he was actually using the little magical thing. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah, because they said that the stones don't work in
yeah,
TVA. So guys use them as paperweights.
yeah, and like the reaction.
I like that, symbolic of what that meant.
Well, it kind of is and kind of isn't, though, right? Like, if you're in the TVA, it just means you exist outside of time, or whatever, or exist out of a universe. So, I mean, do you think symbolically it really doesn't mean anything, like the MacGuffins don't, or
What the stones? I think they're saying like there's a new era. We're moving past this. Like we don't care about Infinity Stones anymore. That's old news.
Jackie Chan Adventures when they switched from the talismans to like the animals? Jackie, talisman not important.
I don't think I watched that one.
Oh, you know what? Oh.
Is that the car? He had a cartoon, right? Was that the name of the cartoon?
I know it sounds racist, but that is my impression of the cartoon. I thought everybody watched it, but I keep forgetting at my age. Yeah. So the MacGuffin were these like the Zodiac, so 12 rocks that each had powers. That it was like a pig, a rooster, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then there was like a new MacGuffin in like season 3. And so they're like, but we have these. And they're like, it's not important. Like the uncle would like let you know and let the audience know. It's like, don't worry about that. Worry about this.
That's good. I like that. I like it when the creatives behind the movies tell you like, they just give you messaging on what to focus on.
So for me though, it's kind of like Worf, where it's like, oh man, how tough is this new alien? Well, have him fight the Klingon. Okay. And then he beats up the Klingon. This guy's really tough. And that's the whole thing about the TVA. It's like, you are quite formidable, And I think that's what it kind of serves to. But, variants. This is not the Loki and Thor show. This is a Star Wars hangout. We can talk about whatever. Okay. No, it's cool.
That's okay. You also do your the Loki after show. Mm-hmm. It's a good place. This is kind of what you get with that, and
I mean, you actually have
everything's pretty cool.
Really smart guests, really comic smart hosts. Who Dimitri,
absolutely. Dimitri knows this shit.
He knows his shit, but man, he's like wearing a lot of hats producing that show.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I mean, I want to help, but like because of the situation, it's just. How do you tech from afar? I would have to host all that jazz. So, but that's, I mean, the comics this week. What came out?
Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars wise. Or last week, I guess.
Because
I don't remember reading any. Sorry.
I did. So I couldn't get a hold of Star Wars 13 because the local comic shop hasn't had it.
Got it.
So I watched like one of those YouTube videos where they kind of like
you'll get it
through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And like play dramatic music in the background. It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then I read the book, Star Wars 14, which came out on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, sitting here right now, I have no idea what it's about. I have to get a refresher and then I can talk about it.
Oh, no worries. I was just wondering what was up. You don't actually have to go into it because I don't know anything about it either. So
I know it was like Lando came back to look for Han Solo. That's about it. That's about all I remember.
Yeah, Lando's interesting. Like, how many people really know him? Like, throughout the galaxy. I'm sure he's been at a lot of poker tables. Well, whatever what game ever they're playing. But, sorry, I need to talk about this. I've been watching, Twitch you know how Twitch has, like, bans on, like, sexual content and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've been watching slot machines, which is not good. And people winning like stupid amounts of money. But I found these Swedish guys and they were watching a Street Fighter, like the Street Fighter 2 like slot machine where two characters fight matchup stuff.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah.
And it's so cool. I don't know what's going on. I think I kind of got it. But because they're Swedish, because I've never heard young Swedish, because they were speaking English, he's like, hey, you guys, shut the fuck up. I'm about to hit big. Oh, yes. Hit the middle. Shut the hell up. Head oaken. Go, Ken. You got it. There he goes. Like, I always assume Swedish people... it sucks because I feel like anytime I stream, it is always like Netherlands, Sweden, or Holland, the Dutch, wherever the Dutch are. But yeah, and I shouldn't make fun of their names. My friend lives in Norway, so yeah, from high school. But yeah, I think that was one of my favorite things, is to watch 3 like 20-year-old Swedish guys just all pumped up about Street Fighter slot machines. Look at the euros. We are winning a ton of euros. Yeah.
So, are they like at a casino, or are they playing online, or what's going on?
Yeah, there's online slot machines, and thankfully I have I know how much money you will always lose. That's the thing. The second you start playing, you have lost, either monetarily or not being able to stop once you win the first time. That could also be really bad. So I sometimes watch, because I was watching the highlights and then I watched the real streams, and you know how they have the bonuses, like where it does free spins? This guy spent $22,000 that he had just won on free spins, and he dead rolled all 9 of them. And I was like, you see, Paul, that's the majority of gambling, you know? And then I kept watching a bunch where they were like losing a lot. Or I'll look it up and see, is the streamer up or down? And so one of the streamers I watch, he was up 400K, what he had won on the slot machine. But he's like, yeah, I still owe $100,000. Like, I'm still in debt, even after winning, $1.5 million over 1 year. So like, just don't do it, kids, if you can help it.
Right. Well, I mean, the slots is like
your brain.
They're designed for the longer you play, the more likely your chances of walking away with winnings is just get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yep.
So it's not like you hit something, you're like, oh, I gotta play longer and I'm gonna hit more. You hit something, get out of there, man, because the longer you play, it's far more likely that you're gonna walk away with putting all the money in.
Well, you dilute your odds. So if you hit on 1 out of 1, congratulations. If you didn't hit, that's a 0 out of 1. Great. Leave. But if you do 1 out of 2, or 0 out of 2, or 0 out of 3, 0 out of 5, now your percentage of how many times you play is like diminished,
Right.
And that's
like the way those odds work is they don't pay you the real odds of what it'd be to hit it. So by design, you're not
getting maximum.
You're fighting uphill, because like I think it's in what is it called? Craps.
Yeah.
You get, I think the chance of hitting 11 and 11 are 1 in 36. No, I don't know.
Gotcha.
What is it? The chance of hitting something like that. Okay. Anyway, but if you hit an 11, you bet on the 11, the yo bet, and you throw and it gets 11. It only pays you 30 to 1.
Right.
So it's like, if it were true odds, it would pay you 36 to 1.
Sure. Yeah.
But you get paid less. So it's, you're supposed to win once every 36 rolls. So that's what it's supposed to come out to.
Right.
But you're only getting paid $30 amount. So you're not going to make up for what
your losses or how many times. Yeah. And then some of the slots have max payout. So you might have hit a 1,500 multiplier on a penny slot, but the machine can
payouts.
Yeah, they can only give you like 50,000 or whatever. So there's a ceiling to that. And also too, it's online at your house. And I don't know. And these people have like spouses and stuff. Like, yeah, it's just, it sucks because it's like something you can tell somebody, but if they're addicted and they're hooked, it's just like, don't do drugs. Like, am I enticing you to do it some more? Like, I'm telling you, it's not good.
Yeah.
You know, don't you have to have a plan if you're going to do anything in life. Have a strategy, have a plan, and understand risks. And if you don't, then I hope you survive and learn not to do it or win at it.
Yeah, well, like
You know.
gambling is gamble for fun. Don't gamble to like make money.
Yeah, essentially you're saying I want to lose this money is what you should be saying. Not okay. I've put in all the good faith and there's people counting on me. You know, it's like that's not how that works.
I think there was an old. I think I saw like an old Twilight Zone episode of that, like black and white Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And this guy, and I was watching in Las Vegas too. Just coincidence. It happened to be
Sure.
It was in syndication. It was like the one they showed.
Yeah.
Like this guy's playing dollar slots, and he's like keeps going. He's like, I gotta go. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it. I'm hit it. Finally, like runs out of his money. He like has a heart attack and dies or whatever.
Oh no.
They pull him away.
Yeah.
Somebody walks into the seat, puts it in. Doom, 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 doom,
Of
hits
course.
the jackpot.
Nice.
I'm like, that is not. Anyone who's addicted to gambling is gonna see, this is
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
go away.
I think that's why they played that episode. That is such a short and funny, like you could do that as like a bumper on a TV show.
Jeez.
When I went to Vegas as a kid, the first thing I saw was a guy crying in a beer, like a 32-ounce mug, just like slapping a slot machine and just like crying, just weeping. And like, yeah, I've seen other people go through that, you know, personally and stuff. What was good though is I played a lot of Texas Hold'em with my buddies for super low stakes. We played thousands of hands of poker until like morning came, like 9 a.m. And
That's the most nice.
yeah, but the thing is, it was just like quarters and dollars. But there was
This is in Las Vegas.
No, this is in Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
when I worked at a restaurant. This is like super low. It's like quarters and dollars.
Yeah,
I think the biggest pot was like $75. But I realized that some of my coworkers were not that well off. Like the cooks don't make as much as the servers. Servers have cash on hand, and you kind of like saw the disparity between the two. And I was like, man, this sucks. I wish everyone was able to make the same amount of money that servers are making, despite, you know, dishwashers doing a lot, or bussers too. Well, bussers get tipped, so, but yeah, dishwashers and cooks. Everyone deserves the good stuff. But that's just not how the system works. So, you know. But I learned a lot from holding a deck of cards in my hand and understanding odds better, because people go to the blackjack table and they're just like, okay, do I stand at 17? I'm like, dude, she's got a 7. You know how many 10s are in that thing? Or she's got an 8. She has to stand at like 18, 17. Yeah. Yeah. Blackjack is bogus, dude. You can lose 58 hands in a row. So.
It's not really my thing. The
Good.
only game I really play is craps. Like, that's it. Oh, I do sports betting when I'm out there too.
Yeah. I think
It's
sports betting
less fun.
is kind of like an investment in the team if you do like a season sports bet. So like you have something riding on it.
I mean, yeah.
It's still
It's,
gambling. It still can be addictive. So
Right. It's a lot. There's more. It's not just like pure luck, right? Like craps is just pure luck, right?
yes.
Poker's a little more strategic. Blackjack's a little more strategic. But like sports betting, you can read up and see everything. You can look at the odds. You can look at who's undervalued, who's overvalued, that sort of thing, and you can make good decisions.
Yeah, if you have insider, you know, knowledge. But injuries happen, you know.
Right.
Or their divorces happen. So
yeah, and that's
Same.
one thing you don't think. There's personal stuff that happens to these players. Like these are people, right?
Right.
And like they don't talk about it online. So like there could be some guy who has like a terrible game, and you're like, "What's going on?" You didn't know he had diarrhea.
Yeah.
There's a very famous clip of Chan-Ho Park. He was a
Oh, no.
pitcher.
Yeah.
He was on the Yankees at the time, I think. He's played for a bunch of teams. He's only
Okay.
on the Yankees or the Mets. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yankees, because I remember Mariano Rivera. And like he didn't do very well. He got pulled like the first inning or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the reporters after the game like asked him like, "What about it?" He's like, "Yeah, I just had a lot of diarrhea." He says it over and over and over again.
That's awesome.
He's like, "That's what you want to know, right? That's what you want to know."
Wow.
You think that's funny?
That's
you
you
gotta-
brought it up. Bro. Well, but that's the thing.
It's perfect.
I
Man.
hate saying is though is like athletes aren't like, you know, they're trained to do the majority of their life focus on the sport. It's not that they're dumb, it's just that they might be dumb, but like they, you know, they have all this one thing to do. I watched one of the trials to qualify for the Olympics in Tokyo for the women's 100 meter.
Oh, okay.
And this girl, she's 5'1", and she has like these long fingernails, and I don't know, she's all done up. But yeah, she did like under 11 seconds, like, you know, 100, and then she runs up the stands, and someone in the comments like, "Oh yeah, she just lost her mom, so she's like hugging her grandmother," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna tear up," because I keep forgetting they're not just athletes, they're people. If you look at her though, she looks like Starfire. Like she has orange hair, and
I'm not sure. I don't know.
oh, sorry, you're not Dimitri. Starfire's the Titans show. She's she's Teen Titans, but yeah, I don't know. I was super happy for her, you know, because like the Olympics, it's like I hope you get endorsements, but at the same time, most people don't. They just go back to working for Home Depot, whatever Olympic sport they are doing.
Yeah. Not everybody gets to be Simone Biles, right?
Yeah, exactly. Good
getting
gravy.
a lot of endorsements after the
Yeah,
Olympics.
yeah. Jeez, her floor. Someone did the slow motion of her not touching the ground for a floor exercise. Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's really awesome.
It's like she did was it triple twisting triple? Was that she did like a new move that no one could ever do, and then the judges are like, well, we're gonna score that different because it's because no human being, you're too good for gymnastics, so we can't score it. I think that was the excuse in layman's terms. They use the same excuse in figure skating. There was a very muscular French skater. She was black, and she does a backflip on the ice, and the judges like, just no, that is not ice skating. It is not, you know, graceful and effeminate and flowy. We hate it. But the thing is, she actually came to the defense of the judges like, well, you know, that's something that no one's ever done. I didn't clear it with them, so I'm kind of at fault. I'm just like, yeah, but you did something amazing, you know? So
Yeah.
you did something athletic.
I don't know how I feel about that. But I mean, I guess, okay, so
yeah.
I mean, what could they say? What could they say like reasonably? Like, we don't know how to judge the landing. We don't know how to judge the form because we've never seen it before. I mean, I don't know. That seems like a stretch. Like, just backflip straight on the ice? Like,
yeah. And not fall. Like, she stuck it. Yeah. I can't remember her name because I'm bad with names. But, I mean, that's why I used to dive, and that's what it is they can judge you on your height, entry, rotation, and form, but something that my coach was like, yeah, if you could like lean down a little bit, just have a look, because you are kind of naked. Just I want to see some rippling muscles, you know, and cut your hair. It's like, oh yeah, I guess it's a pageant. All right. So you know,
I don't know. Seems pretty lame.
I mean, it is kind of lame. That's why like it's nice when it's just like, you want to score a goal? Did the ball go in the hole? Did it go between the post and the field goal?
Like in motocross, Travis Pastrana did that double backflip for the first time.
Wow.
Like,
I didn't know about that.
That was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. But when he did it, I remember it was all over the news, like the news, and and like
X Games are back, baby.
He's like amazing. It's like nobody's ever done it before. That's why it's so cool.
Yeah.
Now everybody does double backflips. So he's like a trendsetter.
No,
I don't
for
know.
sure. No, that's for sure. Um, Something interesting is like when Red Bull will have somebody do something crazy, like jump from the stratosphere. You know, uh, Long Beach at the pier they had the Flugentag, where they'd make like parade float like things that might fly, and then they just push them
Mhm.
off the pier. I went to one of those when I first came here. It was great.
It's one of the Red Bull flying machine events or whatever they
Yeah,
call them.
yeah, yeah. Super cool. But you do kind of make a mess in the harbor, but it doesn't matter. It's all radioactive and sewage.
And
So
everybody's drunk, so it's all good.
that's what I enjoy.
No, they're not. It's not just the Red Bull. It's throwing some vodka.
It's
in
the
there,
Red
right?
Bull vodka, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what makes them go. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice to have events. It's nice to have a city where something actually happens. But yeah, I really want to go to Vegas to go see the
Oh man,
Omega Mart, and then just I want to see some other stuff too. I think there's other.
there's a lot of. Yeah, you think? There's a lot.
Well, like I don't know what else is going on there though. Like,
I
obviously
know.
no gambling, but
So punk rock bowling's happening in September this year. It's normally Memorial Day weekend, but
mhm.
obviously they canceled it last year, and obviously they pushed it back this year. I've never been, but that's kind of what I want to do.
It's bowling while a band plays.
Well, it's named. That's the name of it.
Oh,
It's
okay. It's
like
just a concert.
it's a just it's. I mean, there is like a. I think there's an official bowling tournament,
Mm-hmm.
but like the main event is a concert. Like it's a big concert. It's in downtown, like outdoor venue. They put up stages and like parking lots and everything. And
Sounds good.
yeah, it's huge punk rock event. 3 days, and then there's like a bunch of after shows. So like there's like just after parties. Like you can go
Yeah.
to this casino, you can go to this one, you can go to this one. They're at bars, so like Devo will be playing like in a bar, Dropkick Murphys or whatever.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah, I would definitely
cool.
be down for that. I just hope we've all calmed down by then, because I know that in Texas, there's a lot of
Yeah.
violence while people are just going out. So
yeah, that's the other thing. Getting back to normal means we get back to normal in the
yes,
bad ways too.
yeah. I mean, is that normal? All this gun violence happening? I mean, I know that mass shootings.
Kind of. It kind of is normal, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like it's not though, right? Like entertainment districts, maybe I don't know.
Well, like I don't know. I mean, we kind of get desensitized to like the smaller stuff before the pandemic, I think.
Right.
And it was only like the Las Vegases and the Pulse nightclubs that really like move the needle.
49 people. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And like, we've all been locked down for a year and a half or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting back out, and I guess it's gonna just. I mean, I don't know. I'm talking out my ass. I have no idea if the rates increased or not. It gun violence there's like mass shootings every day. At least there was.
I would say, yeah, I guess there was. I think it's because there wasn't like in session school, so that's backed off. But I don't know. I just because like someone was like, oh well, shootings happen all the time, and like in Chicago is what the talking point on the right is all the time.
Of course it is. Yeah.
And the truth is though, it's like, yeah, but I don't think people should be shooting up churches, especially on Sunday. I don't think they should be shooting up movie theaters or concerts. And that's my big thing is like these soft targets. Just the other day, a guy, and yes, I think this was in Chicago, but he was hiding behind two kids, and this other dude was shooting around the children because they were walking to the candy store, the two kids, and he was ducking behind them, using them for cover because he was panicking. I don't know what the victim of the gunshots are, but the other guy was like really just focused on shooting this guy. And yeah, it's just super crazy. I think maybe it was New York because they went to a Dodgers game, or not a Yankees game, those kids. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe that's normal. I just never saw it before, but Yeah.
I don't know.
You just got to live your life. I know driving on the 605 is not like my favorite thing because there's a lot of stop and go traffic. But man, yeah, I love having ways. I'm just gonna say that.
I haven't used that app in so long. Oh my gosh.
I know driving, like far.
Well, even before then, I don't know. I just never.
Oh, you never really
I
needed
used
it.
it a couple of times, and then I just like.
Well, I mean, driving from Monrovia to Long Beach is like 25 miles, but
Yeah.
going north, thankfully, everyone's, going to the beach or visiting people on Saturday morning. And yeah, not that bad. But coming down south, it's freaking it's always when you need to pee. That's the worst.
Oh man.
3-car pile up, fire engines, and you're just like, I can put it out. I can douse the flames.
That is like my biggest fear is like being stuck in bumper to bumper traffic and like having Chan Ho Park's problem. A lot of diarrhea.
Oh man. No, thank you.
Oh man. Not good.
Oof. Yeah.
So
Poor
I
Channel
don't know,
Park.
what do you say? Should we bring this home?
Yeah, we can knock it out of the Chan Ho Park.
My yeah, there you go. My the phone books are really starting to get to my ass right now. I gotta. This is becoming unbearable. This is gonna be a one and done type of solution.
I mean, yeah. I mean, now that we can like talk in person, I could probably lend you a webcam if you have a laptop or anything, or it's just
No,
this.
I have this Surface, but I also have like a dock that has like 4 USB ports, and then
Okay.
it has an HDMI, Ethernet.
You know what would be way easier is if we got you a different case. I think that'd be the easiest solution.
A different case. Oh no, you
Surface.
mean for the Surface?
A way to mount the Surface is probably the
Mm.
easiest, cheapest, and fastest, as opposed to like teaching you a whole entire like ecosystem.
No, I think I'm just gonna find a box that's bigger than the one I used before and smaller than this one.
Oh, you could get a pillow for your chair though, for all your chair needs. Seat
Could
pillow.
do that.
I went to IKEA. Oh wait, you want to wrap it up? I know.
No, that's cool.
I was just saying I went to IKEA and I was like, I'm still on the mask, no mask. Like,
Oh,
what am I allowed to do?
over there, they're telling. Well, last time I was there, they're like, you got to
Yeah.
wear a mask.
Apparently everywhere is just like,
Yeah.
we're not really saying, but for some reason there's still the stigma of like you're the asshole if you don't wear the mask.
Yeah.
So
Target. I was in Target yesterday,
mhm.
and they said they had a sign that said like masks are strongly recommended for those unvaccinated. So
Yeah.
guess that means not required.
Yep.
I went golfing with my dad yesterday, and the golf course was like, it said vaccinated, no masks, unvaccinated, masks. So that's straightforward.
But there was no card, right? Like you don't have the vaccination passport needed.
No, that's the other thing. It's like it's all honor system.
Yeah.
From what I heard, everything I've seen has been officially honor system.
Yeah, my friend Andrew did a live stream golfing, and yeah, even though I'm vaccinated, I still slip on the old mask. It's like, yeah, because I don't want to make people panic or whatever. I was eating lunch today, and my window was down, and this old guy parked right next to me, saw that I was Asian eating some fish with my windows down, and like backed up and then pulled over like 7 spots away. I was like, you know what? That's fine. I was like you once. So plus you're older, like whatever. All right. I will close the feed so you can have some respite so that your cheeks, your buns can not be
Yeah.
destroyed. My legs are so sore from nerfing. So get those Amazon deals. I might buy a
Oh,
electric
yeah.
guitar because
I meant to talk about that.
Oh yeah? What'd you get?
You're gonna buy just that was Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah.
I bought like a little this thing. So it was my birthday a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
So my sister gave me a gift card to Amazon, and I bought like this. It's like this controller thing for your phone.
Oh yeah,
And
I
it's
saw
like-
that.
Yeah, just think of like
Razer.
two Joy-Con. Yeah, the
Mhm.
razor thing. It's been on my radar for like a year,
Uh-huh.
and I saw it was on Prime Day, and I was like, oh, it's like $15 off or something. So
Yeah.
I got that, and then I got
You play games on your phone?
I'm going to now.
I had no
um,
need for this, but I made a need because it was on
yeah,
sale.
well, I mean, I've
Yeah.
tried doing it before because Xbox has the streaming thing on your phone,
Mhm.
and every time I go in with like the touch, it's like I can't do this. And then
That's the one downside of the Galaxy is that it's super sensitive. So if your thumb is
yeah,
hovering and you try to like X, nah,
hmm
not happening.
I was playing Banjo Kazooie on my phone earlier today, giving that a shot. And I was like, in order to get like the trigger, and so like to do the backflip, you have to hold down the trigger and push A. So
Yeah.
I'm like doing this kind of thing,
The claw,
trying to do it,
yeah, claw method.
and it's like
Nope,
this isn't good. So I'm
game
glad
over.
I got it.
Yeah. I bought a camera cage for my Sony because I'm going on a trip and I don't know what to vlog with. Because on one hand, this camera I'm using right now is my dedicated, uh, Twitch or streaming thing. However, it's a really good video camera, and I everything's great. And I don't know, it's my family. I haven't seen them in a while. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
do
Take
I
some video. Of
do I
course.
want to capture this moment with like a 360-degree camera, or a small little camera, or do I want to like have something a little professional, a little nice for the
Yeah,
fams?
you could do kind of all of it.
Yeah. Well,
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
yeah. It's the whole like how many bags am I bringing with me? I don't want to bring
Of course.
everything, so try to travel respectfully. So
So yeah, so that's cool. I mean, you got your phone's got a good camera on it, and then you're gonna have your
yeah,
professional
that's true.
camera too.
I'm gonna bring so much. I'm gonna bring my tablet for reading and drawing, and then because I have an Apple Pencil, and then I'm gonna bring my Switch Lite because
I was
obviously,
saying Nintendo Switch.
yeah.
Right.
And then I got my phone and battery and stuff. So we'll figure it. I don't know how to, but yeah. So like we were talking, I was trying to learn the guitar because I was talking to you about it, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
kept
yeah.
picking up different hobbies and I got frustrated because of muted strings. And I was wondering, are electric guitars better because it's like a
So
solid body?
so the main reason why you might be having muted strings, I think I mentioned this before.
I'm
is
sitting wrong.
Make sure the guitar is like
Level.
yeah, that's gonna make a huge difference.
Yeah.
And then electric guitars, the strings are closer together than they are on the acoustic guitar. So if anything, it would
Oh.
probably be worse.
Oh, okay.
But
Gotcha.
electric guitars generally have a soft the action's not as hard as it is on, so like the strings are easier to push down
Yeah.
generally
Okay.
than acoustic guitars. So, and it really depends like which guitar you're getting. So
Obviously,
like when you said you're
it's
looking
like
at an electric guitar on Amazon, I'm like, oh
yeah, this one's a
kind of guitar.
Donner 39-inch Telecaster electric guitar. It's
Also
got
like a knockoff Telecaster. That I mean,
yeah.
those are hard to mess up. They're like Telecasters are great. So they're gonna have like, so the biggest difference between like cheap guitars and like nice guitars is the really cheap guitars are made by machines.
Right.
The mid-range guitars are made by hand, but like in Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the high-end ones are like made here, like the UK, made by hand. So, but dude, the Mexican guitars are still great guitars. Like, if anything, I think today, like American made doesn't necessarily mean quality.
Sure.
So
Oh, no.
it's definitely
Yeah.
with Gibson guitars, but yeah.
Aren't those like $500-$600 investments or more?
Well, I mean, it all depends, right? So
Yeah.
there's some Gibsons are thousands of dollars.
Sure.
So some Gibsons are a little cheaper. Then Gibson has like a sister company called Epiphone,
Mm-hmm.
and they're generally cheaper. They're usually, I guess, crafted by machine. I'd assume. I don't know for a fact. And then Fender's got the same thing. So Fender has their Fender.
Oh yeah.
Then they also have Squire is the name of their like budget brand. But
Gotcha.
Squires have improved a lot from. So I got my Squire Stratocaster like I don't know 20 something years ago,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the best guitar then, but they're a lot better. Quality wise, they're a lot better now than they were then. So
Yeah,
you get some pretty good Squires.
some of the reviews I've always read, it's like, look, it's the strings that they ship with it. That's what's like really crappy
Oh.
about the thing, you know. And then
Yeah.
it could just, the body could be like perfect. There was like a kit that comes with an amp, but this is not one of those, because like I'd have to buy an amp too, and like also too, like I don't know, who knows how busy or not busy I'll be, you know. But
Yeah. Yeah. So they're probably using cheaper hardware too. So like the tuners might be the problem I have with my Squire is one of the tuners, it's just the G string like never stays in tune. It's always been that way. And the volume knobs don't work very well.
ooh,
So if you buy cheaper guitars, you're usually getting cheaper components too.
Sure,
And
makes
also
sense.
they're not always one piece. So like the body, the more expensive guitars will be one piece for the body, and then cheaper guitars like mine is 4 pieces. So there's like, the strap thing, the bottom half is 2 pieces, and then like the cutout at the bottom is another piece. So it doesn't, the strings don't, respond as well as if it were one piece sort of thing. So yeah, there's the crash course in guitars.
There you go, folks. You got a little extra, and all it cost was the pain of this poor man's loins.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I'll close the feed, and if you want to keep talking about this or
Yeah, that's fine.
get comfortable, that's cool.
Yeah. I want you to see how intense this phone book situation was.
Oh, the pain. All right. Thanks for